Good morning. Beloved, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. We gather this morning not as people weighed down by yesterday's burdens, but as sons and daughters of the Most High God, standing on the edge of breakthrough. Today is not just another morning, it is a divine appointment with healing, with renewal, with victory. Let us begin with a truth that has changed lives throughout history. Prayer is power. It is not mere words whispered into the air, it is a lifeline, a divine conversation with the Creator of heaven and earth. Time and again, we have seen the evidence of its power. There is the mother who prayed over her child's hospital bed and witnessed a diagnosis reversed. The man whose body was broken by addiction, now restored and whole, because someone kept praying. The woman who was crippled by anxiety, now standing in peace that surpasses all understanding, because she dared to believe God would move. These are not fairy tales, they are testimonies of what happens when faith meets persistence in the presence of God. This morning, as we focus on requesting physical and mental health to face the day's challenges, I want you to know this. God has not brought you this far to leave you weak, weary, or defeated. His word says in Isaiah 40:29, He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Today, that promise is for you. Your body may feel tired. Your mind may feel overwhelmed, but you serve a God who specializes in restoration. You serve a God who breathes new life into dry bones. You serve a God who touches the hem of your garment and says, "Be healed." Today, as we prepare to pray, let expectation rise in your spirit. Believe that this morning can be the moment your strength is renewed, your peace is restored, and your path made clear. Unwavering faith and persistent prayer, these are the keys that unlock heaven's resources. And as we step into this sacred time of communion with the Father, I invite you to lay down every weight, every fear, every doubt. Open your heart wide. Expect healing. Expect peace. Expect divine intervention, because the God who raised the dead, calmed the storm, and fed the multitude, He is here. Let us now prepare our hearts. Heaven is listening, and your breakthrough is near. Dear Heavenly Father, right now, in this very moment, I come to you with every ounce of my being, crying out for strength in my body and clarity in my mind. Lord, I will not wait another moment in silence or resignation. I declare that you are the God who heals, who restores, who empowers your children to stand firm in the face of every storm. I do not come timidly, I come boldly, because your word says I can approach the throne of grace with confidence. And so I lay my whole self before you, my weariness, my tension, my aching limbs, my scattered thoughts, my anxious heart. Father, you know the weight I carry. You see the physical fatigue that clings to me like chains. You know the battles in my mind, the silent cries, the unspoken fears, the voices of doubt that whisper through the day. But I refuse to be ruled by what I feel. I declare in the mighty name of Jesus that my body is not my enemy. My mind is not my prison, because you have made me in your image wonderfully and fearfully crafted by divine hands. Holy Spirit, breathe on me. Breathe into the places where pain has taken root. Saturate every cell in my body with the healing power of God. Let your fire flow through my veins and burn away every trace of sickness, fatigue, and affliction. Align my body to heaven's order, for in your kingdom there is no disease, no disorder, no confusion. I command every system in my body to come into divine alignment. Heart, lungs, brain, nerves, muscles, hormones, every part, functioning in peace and purpose under the authority of Jesus Christ. And for my mind, O God, the battlefield of so many wars, I lift it to you. I speak the blood of Jesus over every thought. I reject anxiety, fear, stress, and all torment that tries to take root. Let the peace that passes understanding flood through me. Now, wash over me like a mighty river. Silence the noise. Quiet the chaos. Replace the lies with truth. Let the mind of Christ be in me steady, sound, and whole. Lord, you said that if we ask, we shall receive. So I ask with every fiber of my faith, grant me the strength to face today's challenges, not in my own ability, but in yours. Fill me with divine endurance. Let me rise on wings like eagles, run and not grow weary, walk and not faint. Let my hands not tremble in weakness. Let my steps not falter in exhaustion. Let every task before me be met with energy that is not of this world, but of your Spirit. Father, I bind every spirit of infirmity, depression, and oppression in the name of Jesus. They have no place here. This body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. This mind belongs to Christ. I declare freedom, restoration, and breakthrough. I pull down strongholds, I tear down lies, and I lift up the banner of victory. Let my life today be a testimony that even in my weakness, your power is made perfect. That even when I feel like I cannot take another step, you lift me, you carry me, you move through me. Let others see your light in my eyes, hear your peace in my voice, feel your presence in my actions. Let healing flow not only to me, but through me, touching others who are weary and broken. This is not just a morning prayer. Lord, this is war. And I declare that I do not stand alone. The armies of heaven surround me. Angels minister to me. The Spirit of God lives within me. I rise, not in fear, but in authority. I rise, not in doubt, but in faith. And I walk forward into this day covered in mercy, filled with strength, and empowered by the Holy One who never fails. And so, Father, with every breath I take, I surrender more. I surrender the tension wrapped around my shoulders, the tightness in my chest, the silent battles that rage beneath the surface. I surrender the pressure to be strong in my own strength, and I receive your invitation to lean fully into you. For your yoke is easy, and your burden is light. Carry me, Lord, where I cannot carry myself. Step into the very marrow of my being and infuse me with divine vitality. Let your Spirit move through every fiber, every sighing, every heartbeat, every thought. I declare that this day will not rule me. I will rule it through Christ, who strengthens me. I prophesy over this day that it will bow to the authority of heaven. Every moment, every meeting, every task, every challenge will be met with wisdom, patience, and supernatural energy. My body is not weak, it is a vessel of power. My mind is not broken, it is a channel of divine wisdom. My spirit is not weary, it is ignited by the fire of the Holy Ghost. I speak over myself. I am alive in Christ. I am hidden in His strength. I am equipped for every good work. Lord, awaken my senses to your presence. Let me be aware, not of the weight I carry, but of the God who carries me. Let my eyes be fixed on you, not on the distractions or demands of the world. Let my ears be tuned to your still, small voice, not to the noise of fear or frustration. Let my hands be ready to serve, to bless, to create, to lift others up, even as you are lifting me. And let my feet walk paths of peace and purpose, knowing that every step I take is ordered by you. Where there is pain in my body, let your healing rise like the dawn. Where there is fog in my mind, let clarity break through like sunlight piercing through clouds. Where there is sorrow hidden in the chambers of my heart, let joy begin to dance again. For I believe in the God who gives beauty for ashes, who turns mourning into dancing, who exchanges the spirit of heaviness for garments of praise. I will not wear defeat today, I will wear victory. I will not wear despair, I will wear hope. I will not wear sickness, I will wear healing like a crown. Father, in moments when I feel overwhelmed, remind me that I do not face the flood alone. You are the one who parts the seas. You are the one who walks on water. You are the one who speaks to the storm, and it obeys. So I silence every inner tempest with the authority of your name. I speak peace. Be still to my thoughts, to my heart rate, to my breathing, to every cell in my body that has been carrying stress. I cast down every imagination that exalts itself against the knowledge of Christ. Let my mind be guarded like a fortress by your peace. Let your word be the sword that cuts through every lie and establishes truth in me. Lord, fill me not only with strength for myself, but enough to pour into others. Let my healing be contagious. Let my peace overflow. Let my courage inspire. Let my wholeness radiate. I want to be a vessel that carries your presence into every room I enter, a walking testimony of what it looks like to be upheld by heaven. When others see me, let them see your glory resting on me, not because of what I have done, but because of who you are in me. Let this prayer continue like a river that never runs dry. Let it be a rhythm in my spirit throughout the day. When I feel fatigue creeping in again, I will return to these words. When my heart races and my thoughts spin, I will anchor myself in this divine dialogue. I will remind myself that you are Emmanuel, God with me, in every breath, every heartbeat, every step. You are not distant or passive. You are active, present, and powerful. Lord, I call upon the resurrection power of Jesus Christ to revive every dormant place in me. Where passion has died, let it burn again. Where purpose has faded, let it blaze with fresh vision. Where joy has been buried beneath disappointment and routine, let it rise and roar. I reject every label of weakness that the world or my past has tried to stamp on me. I am not my symptoms. I am not my limitations. I am not my failures. I am your child chosen, called, and covered. And because you live, I live not barely surviving, but fully alive. Let the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead quicken my mortal body now. Let it surge through me like electricity, igniting strength, renewing endurance, awakening faith. Let it strip away every excuse I have ever made about why I can't move forward. Today, I claim freedom not just from illness, but from apathy, not just from fatigue, but from fear, not just from anxiety, but from anything that tells me I am not enough. Because in you, I am more than enough. I am more than a conqueror. I am victorious through the blood of the Lamb and the word of my testimony. And even now, Lord, I feel the stirring deep within my soul, not just a hope, but a holy fire, a sacred confidence rising up, fed by every promise you have ever spoken. I choose to believe, beyond the evidence of my senses, that healing is not just possible, it is my portion. I declare that physical vitality and mental clarity are not distant dreams, but present realities being unlocked even now by your Spirit. The same God who made the blind see, the lame walk, and the leper clean is reaching into my body and mind right now, waving wholeness into every fiber of my being. I will not partner with discouragement. I will not lend my agreement to weariness. I will not co-sign anxiety's agenda for my life. Instead, I come into full agreement with heaven. I align my heart with your truth. Your word says in 3 John 1, that you desire I prosper and be in health, even as my soul prospers. So I lift my soul before you, asking you to saturate it with your peace, renew it with your joy, and strengthen it with your word. Let the prospering of my soul overflow into every other part of my being. Let divine alignment come, spirit, soul, and body moving in sync with your will. Lord, I confess that at times I have doubted. I have looked at my reflection and seen weakness. I have listened to the doctor's reports and felt fear coil around my chest. I heard the whispers of the enemy saying, "You will never get better. You will never be whole." But today I stand up in the authority of your Spirit and shout back, "It is written. It is written that by his stripes I am healed. It is written that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. It is written that those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength." I wait, not in despair, but in expectation, for you are not a man that you should lie, nor the Son of Man that you should change your mind. As I wait, I worship. I worship not to escape my reality, but to transform it. I worship not as a last resort, but as my first weapon. For when I worship, the heavens open. When I worship, the enemy flees. When I worship, my perspective shifts. My problems shrink in the shadow of your majesty. So I lift up my voice. Even if it is trembling, I raise my hands. Even if they feel weak, I offer my heart. Even if it is bruised, because you are worthy, and you are near to the brokenhearted. You do not turn away from pain. You walk into it with power. Today, let this be more than a prayer. Let it be a divine encounter. Let my very breath become an act of worship. Let the rhythm of my heartbeat sync with the pulse of heaven. Let your spirit dwell richly within me, not as a guest, but as the master of this temple. Let me be more than a hearer of your promises. Let me become a living manifestation of your word. Let my life preach before my mouth ever speaks. Let my healing speak volumes to those who have given up hope. Let my renewed strength become a beacon to those still wandering in weakness, even as I speak. Father, I feel you moving. I sense you working behind the veil of my circumstances, weaving together answers to prayers I have barely dared to utter. You are restoring what was stolen, redeeming what was broken, resurrecting what seemed lost. I know you are not just concerned with my survival, you are committed to my thriving. So I lean in fully. I unclench my fists. I lay down my own strategies and open my hands to receive whatever you have prepared. I trust that your way is better. I believe that your timing is perfect. I know that your power is unmatched. In moments when fear tries to return, when the old familiar symptoms knock on the door, when my mind starts racing again, when my muscles feel heavy, remind me to return to this place of prayer. Remind me that the battle is not mine, but yours. Remind me that the same power that raised Jesus from the dead lives in me. Let me not panic, let me praise. Let me not retreat, let me rise. Let me not crumble, let me call on your name and stand tall in the might of my God. Holy Spirit, hover over every part of me that still needs healing. Brood over the hidden crevices of my mind where trauma may still linger. Shine light into the corners where lies have taken root. Uproot every belief that says I am not worthy of wholeness. Pull down every wall I have built out of self-protection that now keeps me from receiving your love in fullness. Let there be nothing in me that resists the fullness of your healing presence. I want to be completely open, completely yielded, completely filled. Breathe on my nervous system, Lord. Calm every misfired signal. Reset the rhythms of my body. Regulate every hormone. Strengthen every organ. Rejuvenate every cell. Let my immune system be fortified by your wisdom. Let inflammation melt away under the warmth of your touch. Let chronic fatigue be reversed by a touch of your hand. Let tension be replaced by rest. Let sleeplessness give way to deep, restorative peace. I believe you are not only willing, but able. You do not delay because you are distant. You delay because you are preparing something greater than I could imagine. You are the God of process as well as the God of miracles. If you choose to heal instantly, I will rejoice. If you choose to heal gradually, I will trust. Either way, I declare that healing is my inheritance. Whether through medicine, movement, or miracle, I will recover. Whether in moments of stillness or seasons of struggle, I will emerge stronger. I will not curse the process. I will bless it. I will not despise the waiting. I will worship in it. Because I know that in every moment you are here. Let this day be marked by divine encounters, by surprising strength, by unexpected peace. Let it be filled with reminders that you are near, a kind word from a friend, a song that stirs my soul, a moment of laughter that lightens my heart. Let my senses become tuned to the whispers of your love in the breeze, in the birdsong, in the silence. Let me hear you in the ordinary. Let me find you in the familiar. Let me touch you through the tangible, knowing that you are always reaching for me, always drawing me closer. And even as I draw breath and move through this sacred moment, I sense your spirit expanding within me, stretching my capacity to receive, to believe, to carry what you are pouring out. I feel the soft breaking of old limits, of mental barriers that once hemmed me in, as your presence presses deeper into my innermost being. This is no ordinary prayer, Lord, it is transformation. It is the divine exchange of my frailty for your might, of my confusion for your clarity, of my fear for your perfect love that casts out all fear. Let this be the hour of holy awakening, the moment when the fog lifts and light floods every part of my soul. Father, I lift my heart like an offering, not perfect, but pure in its yearning for more of you. You are not only my healer, but my sustainer. You are not only the mender of what is broken, but the one who makes all things new. Even now, as I sit in the silence between words, I feel you doing a deeper work, not only soothing the symptoms, but reaching into the source, pulling up pain by the roots, uprooting exhaustion, flushing out sorrow from hidden crevices of my spirit. You are not content with surface healing. Lord, you go straight to the foundation, and you begin rebuilding with grace. You are rewriting the story my body has been telling. For too long, it has spoken in the language of fatigue, stress, tension, and survival. But now, I decree that it will speak the language of peace, of strength, of resilience, of rest. You are placing new words into my physical frame, words like endurance, energy, joy, and renewal. These will echo through my muscles, my heartbeat, my breath. Every cell will respond to the sound of heaven. Every part of me will align with the truth that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, not for suffering, but for flourishing under your care. I place my emotions before you now, raw, vulnerable, sometimes too loud to control, and sometimes too quiet to notice. I ask you to sweep over them like wind through a field, softening what is hardened, bringing movement to what has been stuck, where grief still lingers unspoken. Hold it where hope has flickered low. Reignite it where anxiety has become habitual. Interrupt it with your calm. I no longer want to manage my emotions in my own strength. I want to surrender them to the only one who can truly transform them. Let my emotions become rivers that flow toward you, not barriers that keep me from you. And Lord, where patterns of thought have become toxic thoughts that spiral, thoughts that accuse, thoughts that undermine your truth, I take authority over them now in Jesus' name. I declare a holy cleansing of the mind. I open every mental door to your spirit. Come into my thoughts, O God, and wash them with truth. Let every anxious projection be replaced with divine assurance. Let every lie that says I won tea, make it be drowned out by your promise that says, you are more than a conqueror. Let thoughts of defeat be replaced with declarations of destiny. I refuse to live another day, shrinking beneath the weight of false identity. I am not weak, I am woven with strength by the hand of the Almighty. I am not a victim, I am victorious in Christ. I am not broken beyond repair, I am being rebuilt stronger, wiser, more deeply rooted in you. You have called me not just to survive, but to rise, to shine, to walk boldly through this day with the confidence of one who knows who their Father is. So I call forth clarity right now, mental clarity, spiritual clarity, clarity of vision and purpose. Let confusion be shattered in your light. Let indecision dissolve in your wisdom. Let every fog of fatigue or indecision be cleared as your spirit breathes fresh revelation into my being. Let this clarity move from my thoughts into my actions. Let me make choices today that reflect wholeness, not pain. Let me speak words that give life, not drain it. Let me respond to others from a place of peace, not pressure. Even now, Lord, I feel courage forming like a seed inside me. Small, perhaps, but full of potential. Water it. Shine your light on it. Let it grow and bloom until I no longer question whether I have what it takes to face the day, but wake each morning knowing I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Let this courage not be loud, not necessarily visible to others, but deep and enduring, a quiet resilience that anchors me through every storm, a stillness that holds when the world spins fast. Thank you, Lord, that this prayer does not depend on emotion alone, but on the unshakable truth of who you are. Even when I do not feel different yet, even when the symptoms remain for a time, I will not be moved. My faith is not built on what I see, but on what you have spoken. You have called me healed. You have declared me whole. You have equipped me with strength for the day and rest for the night. So I will walk forward, one step at a time, with this prayer echoing through my bones, guiding my hands, steadying my heart. And Lord, as I walk in healing, let me not forget to be a vessel of healing. Let me speak life into others whose minds are weary, whose bodies are in pain, whose spirits have been crushed. Let my testimony not be hidden, but shared with holy boldness. Let my healing inspire faith in others. Let my story unlock doors in other people's lives. For this healing is not just for me, it is a part of your greater work, a ripple that will reach farther than I can see. And so, Lord, with every step I take, let it be marked by the assurance that you are walking beside me, not as a distant deity, but as a present, intimate, and loving Father who delights in my progress. With each movement of my body, whether strong or trembling, let it be a declaration that I am not alone in this. Let every H become an altar where your glory can dwell. Let every breath become a prayer, every blink a reminder that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, every heartbeat a rhythm of your mercy pulsing through me anew. You are not simply watching my journey. You are walking me through it. Let my feet be shod with peace today, not dread. I step into this day with anticipation, not anxiety. I step into responsibility with grace, not grumbling. I choose to let your spirit guide the pace of my soul. I will not race ahead in panic, nor lag behind in despair. I will move in step with you, hand in hand, heart in heart. I am not reacting, I am responding to your spirit. I am not striving, I am abiding in the flow of divine strength that does not run dry. And in the stillness between assignments, in the pause between responsibilities, in the quiet spaces of today where no one is watching or demanding anything from me, meet me there, Lord. Remind me that you are not only in the thunder, but in the whisper. You are not only in the victories, but in the valleys. You are not only in the deliverance, but in the process. Let the waiting be holy. Let the ordinary be sacred. Let even the mundane moments become miraculous as I carry this posture of surrender with me. Father, I lift up the stress that often settles in the corners of my mind, like dust quiet, unnoticed, but heavy over time. I lay down the hidden pressures, the invisible weights I carry for others, the expectations I place on myself that were never from you. Cleanse me of every burden you did not assign. Teach me to discern what is mine to hold and what is yours alone. I am not the savior of anyone, you are. I am not the solution to every problem, you are. And because you are sovereign, I do not need to grasp so tightly. I can open my hands, release control, and rest in your providence. Let my healing not be fragile, but rooted, not fleeting, but deep. Let it bear fruit. Let it change the way I speak to myself. Let it shape how I steward my energy. Let it renew the way I see my body, not as a burden, but as a temple. Teach me to treat it with reverence. Teach me to nourish it, move it, rest it, and trust it, because you made it and you dwell in it. Every muscle is under your care. Every nerve is known by you. Every breath is counted. Not a single thing in me is too small for your attention. And when the day brings interruptions, when unexpected detours arise and I feel myself pulled into stress again, let your spirit whisper truth before tension can take hold. Slow me down with grace. Remind me that nothing surprises you. When plans shift, you remain steady. When time runs short, you are eternal. Let interruptions become invitations to trust you more deeply. Let disappointment become a doorway to deeper surrender. Let fatigue become a trigger for me to return to your feet, not to spiral into despair. Oh God, in moments when I want to give up, when my mind says, "What is the point?" or "Nothing is changing," breathe your life into my thoughts. Let me not base my belief on how I feel in the moment, but on who you have proven yourself to be. You have never failed. Not once. Your record is perfect. And I am not the exception to your faithfulness. I am the next testimony of it. Let that truth ring louder than every lie. Let that fire burn hotter than every fear. I am not walking toward defeat. I am walking into destiny. And when others ask me, "How are you still standing?" let me point to you. Let my smile be more than surface. Deep, let it be the evidence of your spirit alive in me. Let my peace be noticeable. Let my stability be supernatural. Let my strength be shocking, not because it makes me proud, because it points directly to the one who gives it freely to those who ask. You have given me strength today. not borrowed from tomorrow, not stolen from the past, but fresh, new, and holy. I pray now, Lord, for divine immunity over my thoughts, emotions, and body, not just physical protection from sickness, but spiritual immunity from bitterness, from resentment, from discouragement that seeks to creep in silently. Let your spirit be the shield that guards my inner world. Let gratitude be my defense. Let joy be my strength. Let thanksgiving rise before I even see the outcome. Because you are worthy before the breakthrough, not just after it. And Lord, if tears come today, let them be cleansing, not shameful. Let them carry burdens away. Let them water the seeds of healing you have already planted. Let them soften the hardened places. And let me not resist them, but recognize that you collect every tear in your bottle, that you treasure every sigh, every groan, every whispered cry that no one else hears. You are near to the brokenhearted, and you do not flinch at my fragility. You meet me there and turn it into strength. And as the hours unfold before me, Father, I invite you into every minute, every second, every breath that follows. Be the undercurrent of my thoughts, the stillness beneath the noise, the strength beneath each motion I make. Let me become increasingly aware of your nearness, not just in the quiet spaces of prayer, but in the clatter of dishes, in the rhythm of walking down hallways, in conversations that challenge my patience, in responsibilities that stretch my limits. Let my life become a sanctuary where your spirit is welcome to dwell uninterrupted, shaping every interaction and every intention with grace and power. Today, Lord, I ask that you make me unshakable, not hard, not numb, not distant, but deeply rooted in you, flexible like a tree that bends in the wind, but does not break. Let my soul find its anchor in your word. Let every promise from Scripture rise up like a banner over my heart. Write it on the inside of me. You are my refuge and strength, a very present help in time of trouble. Let those words echo louder than fear. Let them be a mantra on my tongue when I feel pressure building. Let them be a balm to my soul when discouragement tries to find its way in. Father, cover my mind with the helmet of salvation. Guard my thoughts from cycles of self-criticism, from fear of failure, from the lies of comparison. Help me to rest in who you have called me to be, not perfect, but progressing, not flawless, but faithful. Let my inner dialogue be shaped by heaven, not by the wounds of the past. Remind me that I am not behind, I am not late, I am not disqualified. I am being shaped, refined, and renewed by a God who works all things together for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. Let my body respond to your word as truth. I declare that every system, every organ, every cell comes into divine agreement with the reality of heaven. Let healing be activated not just through what I ask, but through what I believe. Teach me to believe bigger, deeper, wider. Let my faith be so alive that it stirs others into belief. Let me walk with such quiet confidence in your healing power that even the atmosphere around me shifts. I am not merely hoping for healing. I am embodying it by your Spirit. I am not wishing for strength. I am drawing it from the well of living water. Lord, in the moments when I feel invisible, remind me that you see me. In the moments when I feel inadequate, remind me that you have chosen me. In the moments when I feel incapable, remind me that your power is made perfect in weakness. And when I do not feel anything at all, when numbness tries to settle over my heart, like a fog, breathe into me again. Stir the embers. Ignite the flame. Let your breath revive every place that has gone dormant inside me. Let passion awaken where it has been buried. Let vision return where it has been lost. Let joy bubble up like a spring in the desert. I choose today to partner with your truth, not my temporary feelings. I choose to walk by faith, not by sight. I choose to praise before the provision, to worship before the breakthrough, to trust before the testimony, because I know that you are working even in the silence. You are moving even when I do not see the evidence. And you are closer than the breath in my lungs. Your Spirit does not just dwell around me, it dwells within me, empowering me to live, move, and have my being in you. Let this day not be wasted in survival, but saturated with purpose. Let every conversation I have carry light. Let every task I complete be marked by excellence. Let every interruption become a divine appointment. Let me love well. Listen deeply. Speak wisely and rest freely. Let my physical strength be renewed as the day goes on. Let my mental focus sharpen with each challenge. Let my emotions stabilize, not because circumstances get easier, because your peace rules within me. And Lord, remind me that I do not have to earn healing. I simply have to receive it. I do not have to perform for peace. It is already mine. Crust. I do not have to fake joy. I can allow it to rise authentically from the soil of trust. Strip away the performance, the pretending, the pressure to present myself as put together. Let me be honest with you, because you are the safest place I know. You do not flinch at my flaws. You do not withdraw from my awareness. You come closer still, with healing in your hands and kindness in your eyes. Let my rest tonight be holy. Let my sleep be deep and undisturbed. Let the tension I have carried drain out of me like water through open hands. Recalibrate my body through rest. Rewire my mind through stillness. Revive my spirit through dreams that carry your truth. And when I rise tomorrow, let it be with even greater expectancy than today. Let it be with deeper roots and higher vision. Let it be with clearer thoughts and lighter burdens. Let the sunrise be more than natural, it will be prophetic, a sign that you are always making things new. And when I open my eyes tomorrow, Lord, let the first thought in my mind not be about what needs to be done, but about who you are. Let my waking moments be saturated in gratitude before anxiety even gets a chance to speak. Let my first breath be a whispered acknowledgement of your mercy. Fresh again, flowing like a river from the throne of grace. Before I check my phone, before I rehearse my responsibilities, anchor me in your presence. Let the truth of your nearness be the lens through which I see the entire day, so that nothing catches me off guard. because I will know you are already in it. I ask that you continue building resilience in me, Father, not just to endure, but to rise with joy in the midst of trials. Let pressure no longer paralyze me, but push me toward your power. Let the weight of life become the very thing that strengthens my spiritual muscles. Where others would crumble, let me stand because I do not stand in my own might. I am upheld by invisible hands that never fail. Your spirit is my support beam. Your presence is the ground beneath my feet. Even if the world shakes, I will not, because I am rooted in a kingdom that cannot be moved. Speak to my soul in a language it understands, in the language of peace that stills storms, in the language of love that dissolves shame, in the language of hope that restores dreams. Let my inner world begin to reflect the order and beauty of heaven, not the chaos of the world. Let my thoughts move in rhythm with your truth. My emotions respond to the steady cadence of your compassion. My body receive the healing signals that come from a spirit aligned with its creator. I am not just hoping for relief, I am asking for recreation. Mold me again. Shape me again. Make all things new, inside and out. And God, I lift up not only myself, but others who are struggling silently. Those whose bodies are tired, whose minds are unraveling, whose spirits are barely holding on. Visit them even now with the same presence I feel as I pray. Be the answer in hospital rooms, in therapy sessions, in the quiet corners of bedrooms where no one else sees the tears. Stretch your hand across distance and deliver peace that needs no explanation. Heal in ways that defy medicine. Comfort in ways that words cannot. Restore what trauma has stolen. Rebuild what loss has torn down. Remind every soul that they are not forgotten. Let this prayer not be contained by time. Let it live in the air around me, in the words I speak, in the choices I make. Let it continue like a river under the surface of my day, unseen by many, but always flowing, always nourishing. Let it change my posture, how I sit, how I breathe, how I carry myself. Let the burdens that once bent my back become testimonies of breakthrough. Let the anxiety that once clenched my chest become an altar of trust. Let the confusion that once clouded my thoughts become clarity drenched in divine light. Keep me present in each moment, Lord. Dante, let me rush past miracles disguised as simple joys. The warmth of sunlight on my face, the sound of a loved one's laughter, the kindness of a stranger, let these be recognized as love notes from you. Let my healing sharpen my ability to see beauty. Let it make me more tender, more compassionate, more open to others. Let me walk slowly enough to feel, listen deeply enough to understand, love fully enough to reflect you. And in moments when I forget all this, because I will, forget, bring me back gently, not with shame, not with guilt, but with that quiet conviction that reminds me of who I am and whose I am. Whisper again, you are not alone. I am right here. Let us begin again. Let each failure be a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Let each moment of weakness be met by an even greater outpouring of your grace. Teach me that perfection is not the goal, presence is. And you are always present, even when I wander. Father, I give you permission to interrupt my thoughts today with divine ones. Override my mental loops with new narratives. Let words of scripture rise to the surface when negativity tries to invade. Let the promises I have hidden in my heart speak louder than the doubts screaming in my head. Let your voice be the dominant one. Speak loud enough to drown out insecurity. Speak softly enough to be unmistakably personal. Speak continually until your words become the soundtrack of my soul. I want to live from a healed place, not a hurried one. I want to respond to challenges from a heart at rest, not a mind in panic. I want my life to radiate the kind of quiet strength that only comes from having been with you. Let my transformation be so complete that I do not have to announce it. Others will see it in the way I move, the way I speak, the way I forgive, the way I love, the way I endure. Let my healing not just be internal, but overflow into how I carry others. Lord, use even the parts of my story I wish I could erase. Redeem the memories. Rewrite the meanings. Let the scars not just be reminders of pain, but markers of where healing happened. Let them speak of survival, of mercy, of grace. Use my past as a platform for compassion. Let no part of my journey be wasted, not the delays, not the diagnosis, not the detours. All of it is soil for something you are growing. All of it will serve a purpose. All of it will point to you. The river of this prayer flows on full of breath, vision, and divine intimacy as we continue toward the completion of this spiritual outpouring. The next section will continue without pause, deepening the dialogue and sustaining the sacred atmosphere. And in the unfolding layers of my soul, Lord, I feel you digging deeper, not to expose me, but to free me. You are not afraid of the things I have buried. You are not surprised by the parts I have tried to hide, even from myself. Instead, you gently uncover them with hands of mercy, not judgment. You shine your light into the places I thought were too broken to be restored. And you call them beautiful. You call them worthy of healing. You call them holy ground, not because of what happened there, but because you have stepped into that space and claimed it as your own. So now, Father, I yield even more. I surrender not only my physical pain or mental fatigue, but also the quiet aches of my history, the old disappointments, the unresolved grief, the memories that still sting without warning. I lay them at your feet, not demanding immediate answers, but trusting that you are a God who heals over time, as well as in a moment. You are patient with my process. You do not rush me through pain. You walk with me in it, showing me that even my tears are seeds, and that one day they will bloom into something redemptive. Let today be part of that blooming. Lord, let something within me grow that could not have existed without the hard seasons. Let the pain I have endured become the root system for deep compassion, for powerful empathy, for wisdom that is not learned from books, but born from the valleys I have walked through with you. Let nothing be wasted. Let not one moment of suffering go unused. And where I once felt defined by my struggle, let me now be defined by your faithfulness through it. Give me eyes to see progress when it feels like I am standing still. Remind me that growth is not always visible to the naked eye. Just as seeds sprout underground long before they break through the surface, so too is healing taking place in places I cannot see yet. Let me trust the hidden work, Let me trust that you are not just building resilience in me. You are restoring my soul, layer by layer, thought by thought, breath by breath. Even now, I invite your spirit to linger around my thoughts like a gentle wind, clearing away the clutter, softening the sharp edges, settling the unrest. I want to think in rhythms of grace. I want to speak in tones of healing. I want to carry myself with the calm confidence of someone who knows they are loved by the Creator of the universe. Let every word from my mouth be seasoned with peace. Let every glance from my eyes reflect your tenderness. Let every motion of my hands be a continuation of this prayer in action. And Father, when I encounter others who are weary, let me recognize the same ache I once carried. Let me not pass by pain without compassion. Let my healing make room for someone else. Let my story become someone else's permission to hope again. Teach me to sit with people in their pain, not rushing to fix them, but simply being present just as you are present with me. Let the love I have received become the love I extend. Let the patience you have shown me become my posture toward others. Thank you for not only giving me breath today, but for filling it with purpose. Thank you for walking through this day with before it even began. You have already gone ahead of me. You have already seen every conversation, every challenge, every moment of fatigue or temptation or joy. And because you are already in every moment, I can walk into each one with peace. I do not need to carry the whole day all at once. I just need to walk with you step by step, breath by breath. In moments of silence, let me hear you. In moments of noise, let me find you. In moments of doubt, let me feel you. In moments of strength, let me praise you. In every moment, let me be aware of you. Let this awareness become my lifestyle, not just something I reach for when I am overwhelmed, but something I live in continually. Let me live from a place of abiding, of remaining, of dwelling in you, not visiting you on hard days, but walking with you in all things. Holy Spirit, whisper direction when I feel lost. Remind me of my identity when I feel small. Infuse me with courage when the path ahead feels too steep. Surround me with peace that steadies my hands when the tasks feel too great. And let me never forget that it is not by might, nor by power, but by your Spirit that I will do all things today. I lean not on my own understanding. I draw from a well that does not run dry. I drink deeply from your presence and find rest that the world cannot offer. Even now, I sense the atmosphere shifting around me, not because circumstances have changed yet, but because something within me has. Faith is rising, peace is anchoring, joy is stirring. You are forming a fortress around my soul that no fear can penetrate. You are building a foundation under my feet that no failure can shake. You are raising a standard over my life that says, this one is mine. This one is protected. This one is called and covered and equipped. Let that identity echo louder than every voice of insecurity or comparison. Let your love be louder than my inner critic. Let your approval silence the need for validation from others. I am already enough in you. I am already accepted, already redeemed, already seated in heavenly places. I do not have to strive to earn what you have already given. I simply need to receive, to believe, to abide. And as I continue to abide in this place of stillness, Lord, let this communion not be a fleeting moment, but the foundation upon which I build my day, my life, my very identity. Let every word I have spoken to you, and every truth you have whispered back, take deep root in the soil of my heart, anchoring me so deeply that no wind of circumstance can uproot me. Let this not be a mere spiritual high that fades in the face of pressure, but a sacred restructuring of my inner world, where your peace becomes the very air I breathe, and your presence the compass that guides my every step. Let my soul walk lighter now, even if my situation has not changed, because I have changed, because something in me has awakened to the truth that you are enough. And because you are enough, I lack nothing. I do not need to strive to be seen, to be fixed, or to be worthy. I already am seen. I already am loved. I already am held. Let that revelation shape my posture as I navigate the rest of this day. Let it be the filter through which I interpret everything. The interruptions, the frustrations, the tasks, the conversations. Let all of it be infused with the awareness of your companionship. And Lord, do not let me leave this space unchanged. Let there be evidence not just in how I feel, but in how I live. Let my reactions carry the fragrance of grace. Let my decisions reflect discernment born in the secret place. Let my words build, not break, bless, not burden, restore, not ruin. And when I face conflict or resistance, let me stand firm in gentleness, not out of weakness, but from a strength that is deeply rooted in knowing who I am and who you are. Let me be so grounded in your love that offense can take hold and bitterness finds no place to grow. And Father, remind me that healing is not a destination, but a journey. It does not always look like instant relief. Sometimes it looks like strength for the next step. Sometimes it looks like clarity in a single moment of confusion. Sometimes it looks like simply having the grace to endure one more hour, trusting that you are working even when I can't see it. So I celebrate every sign of progress, every moment of peace, every surge of energy, every thought that comes into alignment with your truth. I refuse to minimize the small victories, because you are in them all. Let me become fluent in the language of thanksgiving. Let gratitude become my default, even in the face of unmet desires or unanswered questions. Let my soul rise in thanks for what I can do, what I can see, what I can feel. Let me thank you for the breath in my lungs, the beating of my heart, the capacity to love and be loved, the quiet moments when nothing hurts, the conversations that lift my spirit. Teach me to thank you not just for the mountaintops, but for the strength to climb, not just for the victories, but for the lessons in the battle. And if I fall again, if I stumble into weariness, if I sink into sadness, if I forget these truths by nightfall, pull me back, gently and surely, like you always do. You are not shaken by my fragility. You do not grow tired of my returning. You welcome me again and again, like a father watching the road for his child. So even in the moments when I feel furthest from grace, Remind me that you have already bridged that distance, that I am never truly far, because you dwell in me. Let this day become a testimony in the making. Let it be part of a story that will one day encourage someone else. Let every prayer I have whispered today become seeds that will grow into hope, not only for me but for others walking through darkness. Use my healing to heal others. Use my journey to light the way. Let my scars sing of mercy, and my survival speak of resurrection. Let what I have walked through not be wasted, but woven into something eternal. And so, as I walk from this sacred stillness back into the rhythms of life, do not let me lose the sound of your voice. Let it be the undercurrent of every task, the pulse beneath every moment. Let prayer become my posture, not just in crisis but in constancy. Let praise be the rhythm of my heart, not reserved for mountaintops, but rising even in valleys. Let my healing be the song I sing, not a shout of pride, but a quiet melody of awe, marveling at a God who sees, who saves, who sustains. Let this be the kind of healing that rewrites generational patterns, that shifts atmospheres, that makes demons flee and hearts awaken. Let it mark my bloodline with new beginnings. Let it restore what was lost in years gone by and redeem time that seemed wasted. Let it unlock gifts in me that were buried under the rubble of pain. Let it activate vision, sharpen discernment, deepen compassion. Let it not stop with me, let it flow through me like a river that blesses everyone it touches. Let healing stretch its wings over my home, over my family, over everyone connected to me. Let this moment become the catalyst for peace in relationships, for restoration in broken places, for revival in dry lands. Let me become a carrier of your presence, not just within church walls, but in kitchens and classrooms, in workplaces and waiting rooms, in phone calls and long silences. Let my very presence remind others of you, not because I preach loudly, but because I love deeply, because I move slowly, because I listen carefully. Let me be the evidence that you are still healing, still restoring, still redeeming. Let my life echo with the power of quiet transformation, not because I force it, but because I have yielded. And as I continue to yield, continue to fill, as I continue to trust, continue to transform, as I continue to abide, continue to overflow. And even now, Lord, as I breathe in the weightless calm that only you can give, I realize that healing is not just an act, it is a presence. It is the gentle way you'd meet me in the quiet corners of my chaos and speak peace into places I had long stopped visiting. It is the way you rewrite my inner dialogue, replacing the harshness of self-judgment with the softness of your mercy. It is how you stand with me in the tension of waiting, not as a distant observer, but as the God who kneels beside me, shoulder to shoulder, whispering, I am still here. And somehow, that is enough. Somehow, that is everything. So let me walk through this day as one who knows they are already held. Let me approach every interaction with the steadiness that comes from being rooted in love that cannot be lost. I won't rush to perform, to prove, or to please. Instead, I will lean into the deep truth that I am already accepted not by the standards of this world, but by the very one who created it. And when I am tempted to carry burdens that are not mine to bear, remind me of the freedom found in surrender. Let surrender not feel like defeat, but like deliverance. Let it be my declaration that I trust the one who sees what I cannot. Lord, help me not just to feel better, but to live differently. Let the wholeness you are birthing in me affect the way I prioritize, the way I set boundaries, the way I rest without guilt. Let it shape the way I say no with grace and yes with intention. Let it teach me that rest is not laziness, that peace is not passivity, that slowing down is not giving up. Let me honor the healing you are doing by stewarding my life, well, not in constant motion, but in holy rhythm. Teach me how to live in sync with your spirit, not the urgency of the world around me. Let healing become the lens through which I see others, too. When someone is short with me, let me see the wound behind their sharpness. When someone withdraws, let me notice their silent cry for connection. When others overflow with joy, let me celebrate without comparison or envy. Let my heart be so healed that it rejoices freely, grieves deeply, forgives quickly, and loves without reserve. Let me be soft in all the right places and strong in all the right ways. Let my gentleness be evidence of your strength, and my humility be the echo of your grace. And as I move forward, let my prayer life deepen not just in language, but in intimacy. Let me speak with you not just with requests, but with reflection, reverence, and rest. Let me feel your response even in the silence. Let me become more aware of how you are constantly drawing me and not to demand more from me, but to give more of yourself. You do not require perfect words, just an honest heart. You do not ask for eloquence, just openness. So I open wider now. I open my time, my plans, my limitations, my expectations. I invite you into the unscheduled spaces, the unspoken longings, the unanswered questions. Even in moments when I do not know what to pray, when words fall short, when emotions overwhelm, thank you that the Spirit intercedes for me with groanings too deep for words. Thank you that I am never praying alone, that even when I feel weak in my intercession, you are already moving, already surrounding, already shaping what I cannot see. Thank you that the power of prayer is not in the volume of my voice, but in the posture of my heart. And my heart is turned toward you now fully, completely, vulnerably yours. And in the stillness, I feel things beginning to shift, not always outside me, but surely within. I feel peace replacing pressure. I feel strength rising where weariness lived. I feel clarity washing over confusion like sunlight breaking through fog. I feel joy daring to re-enter spaces it had long been exiled from. This is the fruit of being with you, not necessarily the fixing of all things, but the transformation of how I see, feel, and move through them. It is the miracle of still standing. It is the sacred defiance of hope. Let my very existence be praise. Let every inhale become an offering, and every exhale an act of trust. Let me worship you not just in song, but in the quiet courage to keep going, in the smile I give when no one sees, in the grace I extend when I could withhold it, in the patience I show when my flesh wants to rush. Let my life be worship in rhythm, in recovery, in the rising and the resting. Let me never forget that your glory is not only found in the mountaintops, but also in the mundane, the sink full of dishes, the long commute, the hard conversation, the sleepless night. You are Emmanuel, God with us, not just in churches or sacred spaces, but in the ordinary rhythm of every single day. Continue shaping me into someone who can host your presence well, someone whose heart is a dwelling place, not a drive-through, someone whose spirit is an altar, not a platform, someone whose life burns with quiet devotion, not just loud declarations. I do not want to impress you, I want to know you. I do not want to perform for you, I want to abide in you. Let this longing shape every part of my life, how I speak, how I serve, how I lead, how I love. And in the waiting, let me worship. In the process, let me persevere. In the mystery, let me marvel. You are worthy of my trust in every stage, not just when healing is complete, but while it is still unfolding. Not just when the victory is visible, but while the battle is still raging. Because you are constant, you are faithful, and you are with me in it all. And as I linger in this holy awareness, Lord, I feel the sacred weight of what you are doing, not just in this moment, but in the larger movement of my life. Every breath is a building block. Every surrendered thought is a cornerstone. Every whispered yes to you is a seed planted in eternal soil. I am learning that breakthrough is not always loud. Sometimes it comes gently, like the slow unfolding of dawn, like dew settling on dry ground, like the steady turning of a tide. Sometimes it is not a roar, but a whisper of peace, so profound it silences every storm inside. Let that whisper continue, Lord. Let it echo through every shadowed place, through every anxious crevice that still holds on to fear. Speak to the tightness in my chest and loosen it. Speak to the fog in my mind and lift it. Speak to the weariness in my limbs and renew them. Let the simplicity of your presence disarm every complicated worry. Let the power of your love rewire every false belief that has kept me bound. Tear down every lie I have accepted as truth, every label I have worn that you never gave me, every inner narrative that says I am too broken, too late, too much, or not enough. You are the God who redefines. You are the God who rewrites. You are the God who restores dignity, rebuilds identity, and reminds us of who we were always meant to be before the world, before the trauma, before the noise. So I return to that original place before shame, before striving, before survival mode. I return to being simply your child, held, loved, safe. I let go of the roles I have performed to be accepted. I release the masks I have worn to be validated. I shed the armor I have built to protect myself from pain. Here in your presence, I am enough just as I am. Father, let your healing move beyond flesh and bone. Go deeper still into the patterns, the memories, the agreements I have made in moments of pain. Break every chain I did not even realize I was dragging. Undo every silent vow I made when life hurt too much, when people failed me, when my own strength gave out. I surrender those vows now, those words like, I will never trust again. I will do it alone. I have to stay strong. I can afford to rest. They were born from survival, but I am not here to merely survive. I am called to live freely, to live abundantly, to live healed. Let your love reach every place I have kept hidden even from myself. Shine into the rooms I have locked, the closets of memory I have shut tight, not to shame me, but to show me that nothing is beyond redemption. You do not flinch at the mess. You kneel beside me in it. You wash feet. You touch wounds. You eat with the broken. You see worth in the places I saw only waste. You speak resurrection into what I thought was irreparably dead. So I give you access to every part of me. No more partial surrender. No more selective healing. Have it all. Make me whole, not just patched, but truly, deeply whole. And as I walk forward in that wholeness, Lord, teach me the rhythms of grace. Let me live unhurried. Let me listen without distraction. Let me speak with intention. Let me move through the world not dominated by duty, but directed by divine love. Let peace be my pace. Let presence be my posture. Let joy be my strength, not a fleeting emotion, but a fruit born from abiding in you. Let laughter come easier. Let silence feel sacred. Let even the waiting become a place of worship. Let this inner restoration affect the outer parts of my life. Let it transform the way I work, the way I lead, the way I plan, the way I respond to conflict, the way I rest. Let it rewrite the way I view success. Let it redefine how I carry failure. Let it remove the pressure to produce and replace it with the freedom to simply be. For in being, I am already beloved. In abiding, I am already fruitful. In trusting, I am already triumphant. And when I feel weak again, as I surely will, let me return here without hesitation. Let this moment become my template. Let this prayer be a well I draw from again and again. Let it be written on the walls of my memory, imprinted on the folds of my soul. So when the days are dark and the nights are long, I won't forget the light I found here. I won't forget the peace that washed over me like a tide. I won't forget the healing that did not come with a shout, but with a whisper that told me, you are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are the God who finishes what he starts. You are the God who brings to completion every good work. And if I am still in process, that means you are still working. That means the story is not over. That means there is more ahead, more joy, more peace, more purpose, more presence. So I won't be afraid of the journey. I want to despise the slow unfolding. I will trust the hand that holds the pen. I will trust the process because I trust the one leading it. And so I move with you, Lord, not because the path is easy, but because you are on it. I do not need to know every turn ahead, because I trust the one who walks beside me. When I am tempted to pause out of fear, remind me that I have already overcome much. You have brought me through storms that once threatened to consume me, and if I look back, I can see the places where you carried me when my own legs gave way. Let that history of your faithfulness fuel the steps take today. I am not walking toward uncertainty. I am walking toward fulfillment. Toward wholeness. Toward promise. Let me walk in authority, not arrogance. In confidence, not control. Let my voice carry the sound of someone who has been with you, not loud in volume, but rich in substance. Let my silence be as powerful as my words, because it is saturated with the peace that surpasses all understanding. Let my presence shift rooms, not because of charisma, but because of the quiet, steady presence of the Holy Spirit within me. Let others feel seen when I look into their eyes, not because I am insightful, but because I carry the one who sees all and loves deeply. Give me wisdom beyond my years, Lord, not to elevate myself, but to be a source of refuge for those who come to me weary and unsure. Let the wisdom I carry be shaped not just by books or experience, but by time spent in this holy place of prayer. Let it be seasoned by grace, wrapped in kindness, and free of ego. Let it build up, not tear down. Let it open doors, not close hearts. Let it lead others back to you, not to me. And in moments when I am misunderstood, let me not be defensive. In moments when I am unseen, let me not chase attention. In moments when I feel overlooked, let me remember that your eyes are always upon me. Let my value not be tied to output, recognition, or applause, but to the unwavering truth that I am yours. Let this identity be so deeply ingrained that no season of success or obscurity can shake it. Whether in the spotlight or in the shadows, let my soul remain steady. Because you are my constant, let my home be a sanctuary of peace. Let every room carry the weight of prayer, every wall echo with worship, every corner be warmed by love. Let my table be a place of laughter, of grace, of deep connection. Let those who enter feel safe, seen, and soothed. Let children feel joy. Let the hurting feel comfort. Let the anxious feel calm. Let the skeptical feel something they can't explain, the undeniable presence of the living God, who dwells not just in temples, but in hearts that make room for Him. And when I do not have the strength to keep going, Lord, remind me that rest is not retreat. Teach me to lay down without guilt. Let my soul exhale. Let my body decompress. Let my thoughts quiet into stillness. In the pause, you are just as present. In the silence, you speak even louder. In the waiting, you do deep work. So I want to resist the stillness. I want to fight the seasons of hiddenness. I will trust that you are growing me even when it feels like I am standing still. I will trust that roots are forming where fruit is not yet visible. I bring you the little I have today, my energy, my focus, my willingness, and I place it in your hands. Multiply it like you did with the loaves and fish. Make it enough. Make it more than enough. Use it to feed others. Use it to bring light. Use it to glorify your name. Let my small offering become a conduit for great things. Let my weakness become a canvas for your strength. Let the gaps in me become openings for grace to flood in and flow out. And God, for the things I still do not understand, for the prayers that feel unanswered, for the timelines that do not make sense, for the detours that left me disoriented. I choose trust, not because it is easy, but because it is right. I choose to believe that you are still good, that your ways are higher, that your timing is perfect, that what I see as delay may actually be divine protection or preparation. I trust that one day the pieces will come together. But even if I never fully understand on this side of eternity, I will worship anyway. I will believe anyway. I will press on anyway. Let this faith become immovable, not because of what I feel, but because of what I know. Let it carry me when emotions fail. Let it anchor me when circumstances shake. Let it be the well I draw from in the dry seasons, and the song I sing in the joyful ones. Let it mark me so deeply that others catch its scent just by standing near. Let my life bear witness to the reality of a God who is near, who heals, who sees, and who saves not just in moments, but in the mundane, the middle, the everyday. And if the road ahead holds challenges, then so be it. I will face them with my eyes fixed on you, my spirit grounded in truth, my hands open in surrender, and my heart full of hope. I will not shrink back. I will not cave in. I will rise not in my own strength, but in yours. For I am no longer the same. I am changed in this place. I am filled in this place. I am strengthened, renewed, restored, and redefined by love that does not waver. And if my steps tomorrow falter, if I wake feeling the weight of the world pressing hard on my chest again, I will not condemn myself. I will not retreat into shame or silence. Instead, I will return to this place. I will run back to your presence like a child runs into their father's arms without fear of rejection, without hesitation, without needing to have the right words, because I know you. I know the way you welcome the weary. I know the way you bend low to lift the broken. I know the way you stay, even when I have wandered. You never turn away. You never withdraw. You never stop loving. So even in relapse, I will remember redemption. Even in relapse, I will remember restoration. Even when the pain returns, even when the mind spirals, even when strength seems to fail, I will not let despair have the final word. You are the Alpha and the Omega. And if I am still breathing, then you are still writing. You are still redeeming. You are still restoring what I can't even fully name. You are healing things in me that I never even realized were sick. You are making whole what I only thought could be managed. This is not maintenance, Lord. This is transformation. Continue to shape me into someone who does not just walk with you in private, but radiates your presence in public. Let my life be an unspoken sermon, a walking miracle, a living epistle. Let the way I pause to listen, the way I make space for others, the way I offer grace when it is not deserved, all of it preach louder than words ever could. Let people feel peace when they sit beside me. Let them feel hope when they hear me speak. Let them feel heaven draw near without me having to explain a thing. Because your spirit within me is not hidden. It is alive, active, powerful, and present. And Father, I ask for continued endurance, not just to outlast the storms, but to thrive in the midst of them. Give me eyes that can see the sunrise even while the night still lingers. Give me faith that walks forward even when clarity is absent. Give me joy that bubbles up despite unanswered questions. Let my life become a paradox of peace in pressure, of faith in frustration, of worship in waiting. Let my healing confound the experts. Let my strength defy the odds. Let my joy speak louder than my diagnosis, my identity louder than my circumstance. Let this deep, inner work spill outward into every sphere of influence. You have given me family, friends, work, community. Let me be a lighthouse for others who are drifting. Let my healing inspire theirs. Let my vulnerability give others permission to breathe deeper. Let the way I carry hope dismantle cynicism in those who have stopped believing for more. Let my presence disrupt despair. Let my faith stir dormant dreams. Let my life be evidence that healing is not only possible, it is God's desire. And yes, Lord, I ask boldly because you have taught me that boldness is not pride, but trust in your nature. I ask not timidly, not hoping you will listen, but knowing that you already incline your ear to the cries of your children. You do not just tolerate my prayers. You delight in them. You do not just allow my tears. You bottle them. You do not just permit my longing for healing. You planted that desire deep in my spirit so you could fulfill it in your perfect time. So I will ask again and again, not out of doubt, but out of relentless faith that refuses to give up on your promises. I ask for healing so complete that even my memory of pain is transformed, not erased, but redefined. Let the moments that once caused me to flinch now become monuments of grace. Let the dates that once marked sorrow now bear the fingerprints of resurrection. Let the places where I once wept become places where now worship. You are the God who turns mourning into dancing, and I will not settle for half-healed when you died to give me wholeness. I want all of it, Lord, the full inheritance of a child of God. The freedom, the peace, the joy, the strength, the soundness of mind that Jesus purchased with his blood. And while I wait, and yes, even in the waiting I choose to worship. I choose to lift my hands even when they tremble. I choose to sing even when my voice cracks. I choose to believe that the silence between prayers and answers is not empty. It is holy ground, a place where you are doing work I cannot see, removing what I no longer need, aligning what I cannot control, preparing what I have not imagined. Let my waiting never be wasted. Let it deepen my roots. Let it purify my motives. Let it strip away the lesser things I have clung to and reveal that you have always been my true source. Let my prayers carry weight, not just for me, but for generations. Let my cries echo beyond this moment and into my children's lives, into their healing, their freedom, their encounters with you. Let the battles I fight now make way for victories they one day have to earn. Let the healing I receive break curses I never knew were there. Let what you are doing in me create legacy of hope, of holiness, of honor. Let the story of my healing be told long after I am gone. not to glorify my endurance, but to magnify your goodness. And Father, when I am tempted to compare my journey to others, bring me back to this truth. Healing is not a race. Wholeness is not a contest. You are not in a hurry, because you are not bound by time. What seems delayed in my eyes is perfectly timed in yours. You know the intricacies of what I carry. You know the weight, the history, the layers. You know exactly what I need and when I will be ready to receive it. So I surrender the timelines. I lay down the metrics. I release the illusion that I need to be somewhere else. Someone else. Doing something else. Right here is where you meet me, and right here is holy. Teach me to carry joy like a shield, not shallow happiness, but the deep, defiant joy that comes from knowing I am loved unconditionally. Joy that is rooted not in outcomes, but in relationship. Let it rise in me like morning sun, subtle at first, but steady, unstoppable, and full of promise. Let it shine through me until others feel it too. Let it be contagious. Let it be loud without words. Let it soften hard hearts and lift tired heads. Let it be one more way you shine through me. Let nothing about my healing journey be small in your eyes. You are the God who rejoices over one lost sheep, the God who celebrates every prodigal's return, the God who finds delight not just in the result, but in every surrendered step along the way. So I celebrate too. I celebrate every day I get out of bed when my body tells me not to. I celebrate every breath that does not hurt. I celebrate every moment of peace that interrupts the anxious noise. I celebrate the healing already happening, even when it feels slow, because I know you are in it. You are here. You are working. And that is more than enough. And as I remain in this sacred rhythm, Lord, I ask you to refine my understanding of healing, not as a single event, but as a way of being, as a lifelong unfolding of your grace in every dimension of who I am. Let my healing not be limited to the visible. Go into the deep layers, into the fractures that were passed down silently through generations. Let your spirit enter into the memory of rejection, into the ache of abandonment, into the formative moments when lies took root in the fertile ground of pain. Uproot those lies gently, and in their place, plant the truth that I am chosen, I am cherished, and I am being made whole by the one who holds time in his hands. Let this wholeness shape how I see others. Let it release me from the grip of resentment. Let it soften the walls I built to protect myself, walls that ended up becoming prisons. Let it free me to forgive, not just with words, but with my whole self. Let forgiveness flow like a river through my relationships, even through the dry places where reconciliation seems impossible. You are the God who parts seas. You are the God who brings water from rock. You are the God who raises dead things to life. So I believe you can restore connection where it has been lost, peace where there has been pain, unity where there has been division. Heal how I love, Lord. Heal how I receive love. Remove the filters that distort it. Dissolve the fear that makes me shrink back from intimacy. Break the cycles of self-sabotage and open my heart to connection that reflects your covenant nature. Love does not withdraw at the first sign of weakness, but remains, pursues, protects. Teach me how to be a safe place for others because I have allowed you to be my refuge. Let my love be marked by truth and tenderness, by discernment and patience, by boundaries that are healthy and a spirit that is open. As you heal me inwardly, let that healing spill outward into the spaces I inhabit. Let it permeate my work not only in productivity, but in presence. Let the way I show up, the way I create, lead, or serve, be an extension of the wellness you are cultivating in me. Let excellence arise, not from perfectionism, but from a heart that knows it is loved and therefore gives freely. Let peace mark my pace. Let purpose ignite my focus. Let the work of my hands carry the fingerprints of heaven. Even in the hidden things, the emails no one sees, the conversations that drain me, the long hours and unseen sacrifices remind me that you are in the hidden too. Nothing done in love is wasted. Nothing offered in obedience is forgotten. You see it all. And even if no one else applauds or acknowledges it, let me find joy in knowing that you receive it as worship. Let that be enough. Let that be everything. And when rest comes, let it be deep and guiltless. Let my sleep be sacred. Let it restore not just my energy, but my identity, reminding me that I am not defined by what I do, but by whose I am. Even as I lie down, minister to me. Let my dreams carry messages of hope. Let the night be holy space where my soul is renewed. Guard my mind from anxiety. Shield my body from tension. Speak peace over every system. Every breath, every beat of my heart. Let the night remind me that rest is a weapon against the enemy's constant demands for performance. Let me wake with wonder. Let the rising sun not only signal a new day, but a new mercy. Let me be aware of the divine, even in the ordinary. The way light filters through a window, the sound of stillness before the world stirs, the first sip of water after a night of thirst. Let these simple moments be sacraments. Let my life become an altar made of little things that together declare the glory of a God who is present in all things. Lord, teach me to live in alignment with what you have spoken over me. Let me no longer agree with fear. Let me no longer submit to shame. Let me walk in the fullness of my calling, not because I am ready, but because you are sufficient. Let me no longer delay my obedience, waiting for perfection. Let me step out in faith, trusting that you will meet me in every gap, that you will multiply what I offer, that you will strengthen what I surrender, that you will finish what you started. And as I continue to yield, Father, something deeper begins to awaken in me, a holy confidence, not born of pride, but of presence, a settled assurance that you are not only healing me from something, but healing me for something. You are preparing me not just for ease, but for impact, not just for comfort, but for calling. So I no longer view my wounds as hindrances, but as holy ground, places where you met me, carried me, transformed me. Let every scar become a testimony, not of what broke me, but of what built me, because you were there in every valley, not just watching, but weaving redemption into the very fibers of my pain. Let this confidence anchor my voice when I speak. Let it shape my prayers not as desperate begging, but as declarations aligned with heaven. Let it stir boldness in my worship, not for performance, but for presence. And when the voices of doubt creep in, when insecurity tries to reclaim space it no longer owns, let the echo of your truth rise louder within me. Let it remind me who I am. Chosen, forgiven, empowered, healed, carried, called, loved without condition and held without interruption. Remind me that healing does not always look like escape. Sometimes it looks like staying with renewed vision. Sometimes it looks like returning to the same setting, but with a new spirit. Sometimes you change the storm, and sometimes you change me in it. Either way, I emerge transformed. I emerge different, not in spite of what I walked through, but because of who walked with me through it. Let me never look back at pain and only see darkness. Let me see the light that refused to go out, the love that refused to leave, the grace that refused to let me fall apart completely. And now, Lord, I begin to dream again. Not fantasy, but vision spirit-breathed, purpose-rooted vision. I dare to ask you for more, not more things, but more of you, more capacity to carry joy, more clarity to recognize divine appointments, more courage to walk through open doors, more conviction to close the ones that no longer serve the story you are writing in my life. Let nothing become an idol, not comfort, not certainty, not control. If it competes with your presence, strip it away. Teach me to live with open hands and a grateful heart. Let my gratitude run deep, Lord, not shallow praise, but soul-level reverence. Let it arise not just in times of plenty, but in times of pruning. Let me thank you not only for the gifts I can see, for the grace that held me when I saw nothing. Let gratitude be my lens, my language, my legacy. Let it reshape my inner world so thoroughly that even complaints turn to confession of trust, that even sorrow makes space for sacred gratitude, because you are there, always there, whispering truth through the H. Help me steward my healing well. Let me guard my heart not with walls of fear, but with the wisdom of discernment. Let me rest without growing complacent. Let me build without striving. Let me lead without losing sight of the shepherd. Let everything in me reflect balance rooted in rest, propelled by purpose. Let my yes be firm. Let my no be free. Let my steps be ordered not by opportunity alone, but by your Spirit's gentle promptings. Father, heal the way I hope. Some days hope feels dangerous, like reaching too far, only to feel the sting of disappointment again. But you are restoring even that. You are showing me that hope anchored in you is never fragile, never wasted. That hope is not wishful thinking, but sacred expectation. That when I hope in you, I am aligning myself with what is already true in heaven, and simply waiting for earth to catch up. So I will hope boldly. I will expect goodness. I will look for light. I will prepare room in my heart for answered prayers, and for the ones that do not look what I imagined, but are somehow better. And let me never forget, Lord, that this healing is not just for my benefit. It is for the people I have yet to meet, the stories I have yet to hear, the burdens I will one day help lift. So I ask you, make me ready, Make me sensitive. Let me see through eyes of compassion, hear through ears of empathy, and walk into every space carrying the aroma of Christ. Let my life be prophetic, not only in speech, but in substance. Let others feel loved when I walk into a room, not because of who I am, but because of who you are within me. And as I continue walking in the fullness of this unfolding, Lord, I realize that healing is not only something I carry, is something I release. I am not only a recipient of grace, but now also a vessel through which grace flows. So teach me, God, how to walk as one who carries healing into the world. Let every place I go be marked by peace. Let every conversation I enter carry the fragrance of heaven. Let the light in my eyes be evidence of the hope that never dies, even in darkness. Let the atmosphere shift, not because of anything I do, but because you are alive in me, and where you dwell, broken things begin to mend. Use me, Lord, but only after you have saturated me. Let my hands only reach as far as they have rested in yours. Let my voice only speak from places of stillness and surrender. Let my influence be shaped by intimacy with you, not driven by the applause of men. I do not want to impress, I want to impact. I do not want to be busy, I want to be fruitful. I do not want to be seen, I want you to be seen through me. Let this healing that you have so tenderly worked within me now become something that multiplies, not for fame, not for platform, but for the glory of the one who reached down into the pit and pulled me out. And Lord, keep teaching me how to protect this healing, not with walls of fear or control, but with wisdom and discernment. Show me how to honor the newness you have created in me. Help me to say no when I need to, even when it is uncomfortable. Help me to leave spaces that no longer align with your peace. Help me to release relationships that keep me bound to old patterns. Let courage rise, not the kind that forces its way forward, but the kind that quietly trusts you're leading even when I do not have all the answers. I want to walk away from anything that jeopardizes my wholeness and toward everything that deepens it. Let my boundaries be holy. Let them be born from love, not fear. Love for myself, love for you, love for the call that you have placed on my life. I do not want to return to cycles that exhausted me. I do not want to go back to the burdens you already broke. I do not want to pick up chains just because they are familiar. You have set me free, and I will walk in that freedom, not just with my lips, but with my choices, my time, my posture, and my peace. And when I begin to feel the pull of old mindsets, the inner critic, the fear of rejection, the urge to prove, remind me of this moment. Remind me of this clarity. Remind me of the ground we have covered together. Let me not forfeit what we have built for the sake of fleeting approval. Let my soul be so rooted in you that even when everything else shifts, I remain steady. Let me always come back to this well, again and again, until it becomes the deepest place of residence in me. Let prayer not be my escape, but my home. Lord, teach me how to speak about healing with humility and truth, not wrapped in perfection, not hidden behind polished language, but shared in honesty. Let my story invite others to bring their pain into the light. Let my vulnerability create a safe space for transformation. Let those who are barely holding on find rest in knowing they're not alone. that healing is possible, that restoration is real, and that there is a God who sees them even in the shadows. Break my heart again and again for what breaks yours. Don't let me become numb to the suffering around me, just because I have found my peace. Let my healing make me more sensitive, not less. Let it draw me to the hurting, not isolate me from them. Let it make me compassionate, not complacent. Let it move me to act, to pray, to serve, to give, to carry hope where it has grown cold, to extend kindness where it is run dry. Let me be a bridge for others to find you, not a wall that keeps them out. And in the quiet, in the mundane, in the ordinary moments when it feels like nothing significant is happening, remind me that healing is still at work, that every gentle choice matters, that every peaceful response is a seed, that every surrendered breath is building something eternal. I do not need fanfare to know you are moving. I do not need miracles that make headlines to trust that transformation is taking place. You are the God of the unseen work, and I will trust you in the quiet soil where roots are growing even when fruit is not yet visible. And even now, Lord, I feel the gentle assurance that you are not finished with me, not even close. What I once thought was the end was only the beginning. What I once labeled as failure, you have marked as foundation. What I saw as disqualification, you are using as preparation. So I relinquish the timeline I created in my own mind. I lay down the picture I painted of how healing was supposed to look, of how quickly it should come, of what form it should take. I embrace what you are doing instead, more thorough, more tender, more transformative than I ever could have imagined. You are rewriting the story of my days, and you are teaching me to see every chapter differently. The seasons of suffering were not empty, they were fertile. The nights of weeping watered something deep within me that is now beginning to rise. The days when I could barely whisper your name were not wasted, they were worship. Every moment of weakness has become a window through which your strength now shines. You have used every detour to bring me closer. You have woven every pain into purpose. You have taken what the enemy meant for harm and are shaping it into healing beyond my comprehension. And so, trust you even more, not just with what I desire, but with what I dread. I give you my fears about the future, my anxiety over the unknown, the shadows that still linger at the edge of my mind. You are not only the God of what I have seen, you are the God of what is ahead. And because you have been faithful behind me, I can be confident of what is before me. You will meet me in every tomorrow with the same mercy, the same strength, the same presence that met me here today. You are already there, already making a way, already preparing provision. So I let go of the need to control, and I rest in the knowledge that I am held. Let that rest be more than a moment. Let it become my rhythm. Let it shape how I breathe, how I speak, how I carry myself. Let it be evident in my posture, in my relationships, in the choices I make. Let it quiet the striving. Let it dismantle the performance. Let it deliver me from the illusion that I must always be producing in order to be valued. Let me live from rest, not idleness, but trust. Let my work be rooted in worship. Let my plans be surrendered in peace. Let me operate from overflow, not depletion. And as I walk further into this season of wholeness, teach me how to tend to it like a garden. Show me what to prune, what to water, what to protect. Give me discernment to recognize the weeds of doubt, comparison, self-pity, and bitterness, and the strength to pull them up by the root before they choke out the fruit you are. Cultivating. Help me stay soft in heart and firm in conviction. Let me be a steward, not just a recipient of healing. Let my inner life reflect the order, the grace, and the intentionality of your kingdom. And if I ever begin to drift, call me back quickly. If my heart grows restless, anchor me again. If I lose sight of the truth, send reminders through unexpected moments, through a stranger's kindness, a line in a song, the quiet hush of early morning. Keep pursuing me, Lord, because I never want to live outside the awareness of your nearness. Let my spirit stay sensitive, always tuned to the frequency of heaven, always aware that you are closer than the air in my lungs. I thank you for what you have already done, and for what you are still doing beneath the surface. I thank you for the days I have not yet lived, the healing I have not yet felt, the peace I have not yet fully known, but which I know is coming. I thank you that you are faithful to finish what you start, that you never grow weary of me, that you do not give up halfway, that your love does not expire or run dry. You are steady, constant, unrelenting in mercy, unfailing in power. And I thank you, Lord, that I get to be part of something bigger than myself, that my healing is not the final destination, but the beginning of a deeper calling. Use me. Send me. Let my life be poured out in love, shaped by grace, marked by healing that points directly to you. Let me live as a vessel of peace in a world that aches. Let me walk as a lighthouse in a storm. Let my words carry the warmth of truth. Let my actions become an invitation to the weary. Let everything I am proclaim the goodness of the God who makes broken things whole again. And so I remain open before you, Lord, not just in this moment, but in the days that follow, open to your refining fire, open to your gentle leading, open to the unlearning and relearning that healing often requires. I understand now that healing is not only about restoration, but also about reformation. You are not simply giving me back what I lost. You are forming something entirely new within me, something I never would have discovered without the breaking, the waiting, the wilderness. So I yield to the process, even when it stretches me, even when it tests my patience, even when I can trace the outline of what you are building. I trust that the work of your hands is always good. Continue to transform my inner world, God. Let every old mindset, every ingrained fear, every limiting belief be brought into the light of your truth. Expose what no longer serves me, what never came from you, what has kept me small when you created me to rise. Teach me to be honest about what still hurts. Let me bring it to you without fear of judgment. You do not despise the I have learned you meet me there. You kneel low in the dust with me. You gather my tears and name them. You do not rush the process, and neither will I. Let my healing be thorough. Let it be deep. Let it be lasting. And while you work inside of me, prepare the way ahead. Prepare the places you are calling me to step into. Prepare the people I will walk with. Prepare the opportunities that will stretch my faith and enlarge my territory. But more than that, prepare me so that when the doors open, I walk through them whole, not grasping for identity, but carrying it, not needing to prove anything, but living out of the overflow of what you have done. Let me carry peace into places of pressure. Let me carry wisdom into rooms of confusion. Let me carry light into spaces where shadows once ruled. Let my voice be an instrument of healing, God. Let it be wrapped in kindness, grounded in truth, overflowing with grace. Let it break chains, not hearts. Let it calm storms, not stir chaos. Let it build bridges, not walls. May the tone of my words reflect the tone of your spirit, steady, patient, loving, unshaken. Teach me to listen as much as I speak. Teach me to wait when others rush. Teach me to discern when to speak and when to be silent. Let my language be the language of the healed, clear, courageous, compassionate. Give me eyes to see beyond the surface, to see the person behind the pain, to see the soul behind the behavior, to see potential where others only see problems. Help me never to lose my tenderness, even when I am tested. Let my discernment never grow cynical. Let my compassion never be reduced to a task. Let me remain soft before you and strong in you, always leaning into the Spirit and not my own understanding. Thank you, Lord, for showing me that healing is not weakness, it is holy strength. It is not the absence of pain, but the presence of peace in the midst of it. It is not about being untouched by hardship, but about being transformed through it. Thank you for staying with me through every phase, for never rushing me, never abandoning me, never withholding the grace I needed even when I did not know how to ask. You have taught me to breathe again, to hope again, to love myself the way you love me, to live from a place of divine rest, not relentless striving. Let this restoration go even deeper still, into the way I carry joy, into the way I anticipate goodness, into the way I dream again. Let me dream big, not because I crave recognition, but because I know now that nothing is impossible with you. Let my dreams be pure. Let them be rooted in purpose. Let them be born in prayer and fueled by intimacy with you. If you place a vision in my heart, I will pursue it not in haste, but in obedience. I will trust you with the pace. I will trust you with the unfolding. I will trust you with the cost. And if the dream requires more than I think I have, I will not be afraid. I will not retreat, because I know the source from which my strength comes. You are my portion. You are my provider. You are my defender, my deliverer, my teacher, my guide, and in you, I have more than enough. You have already gone ahead of me. You have already cleared the path. You are already placing provision in places I have not yet seen. And I will walk with courage, because I walk with you. And as I keep walking, Lord, with each step forward into the unknown, I no longer tremble with uncertainty, I tremble with awe, because I realize more and more that you have not simply walked with me. You have carried me. You have shielded me from battles I never saw, from dangers I will never know, from pits I did not even realize I was near. You have been the unseen strength in every moment I chose to stand when I could have crumbled, the quiet power that rose in me when everything else fell away. You are not just the God who speaks in thunder, but the God who whispers in my weakness. You are not done. Keep going. So I keep going. Not because I have figured it all out, but because I am learning to rest in what I do know, that you are good, that you are with me, and that you are using even the slowest, smallest steps to write a story that speaks of your glory. And as I keep walking, I ask for divine stamina, not the kind that runs frantically, but the kind that endures with dignity, the kind that remains steady under pressure, the kind that walks with wisdom, the kind that trusts the long arc of redemption, even when the immediate view is limited. Lord, as I continue, expand my capacity not only to receive healing, but to carry it, not just to be restored, but to restore others. I do not want this healing to end with me. I want it to overflow. Let it flow through every word I write, every interaction I have, every room I enter. Let it be so real and alive in me that those who encounter me can help but be reminded that you are near. Let the way I listen be healing. Let the way I love be healing. Let the way I sit in silence with the suffering be healing. And if the road ahead includes more wilderness, I will not fear it. I have learned that you do holy work in barren places, that you give water in deserts, that you speak most clearly when the noise of the world falls away. So even if the scenery is not what I hoped, I know that the destination is worth it, and the journey is sacred. I won't curse the slow seasons. I won't rush the process. I will walk it out with faith, trusting that every step forward is filled with purpose. Let me never lose my tenderness, even when life hardens around me. Let the healed places in me not become prideful, but stay open and gentle, remembering what it felt like to hurt. Let me be slow to speak and quick to understand. Let me never speak of someone else's pain with carelessness. Let me never treat another's struggle as small. Even if I have walked through something greater, let empathy rise higher than judgment. Let compassion speak louder than critique. Continue building in me a rhythm of grace, a way of living that flows, that breathes, that reflects the heartbeat of heaven. Let grace become the measure of my movement, the language of my leadership, the fragrance of my presence. Let others encounter it not because I try to impress them, but because I have been with you and your nature has rubbed off on mine. When I feel overwhelmed, remind me to return here, to this still place where all striving ceases, to this holy ground where healing is not a goal, but a garden, where growth does not always announce itself, but is always unfolding. Remind me that I do not need to feel strong to be sustained. I just need to remain, abide, trust, rest, and as I do, you will do what only you can do. Let me continue to marvel not just at the outcome, but at the process. Let me find wonder in the becoming. Let me celebrate the small things. The moment I chose peace over panic, grace over reaction, love over fear. Let me mark them as milestones, as monuments to your presence. Because they are not small in your eyes, they are signs that you are working, living, breathing within me. Yes, Lord, I am still on the journey, and you are still leading the way. Each word I pray adds another layer of trust, another step toward the fullness you have prepared. And so, as I continue this sacred pilgrimage of healing, keep my spirit tender, my posture surrendered, and my eyes fixed on you. And as this sacred rhythm deepens, Lord, I find myself becoming more attuned not just to your voice, but to your heart. I sense you not only leading me, but inviting me into deeper waters where trust becomes my only footing. And though the unknown stretches wide before me, I do not resist it, because I know you are already in it. Every place my foot will tread, you have already sanctified. Every encounter, every challenge, every moment of silence has been touched by your sovereignty. You are not improvising my journey. You are orchestrating it with the tenderness of a father and the wisdom of a king. So I release the illusion of control again. I release the urge to figure everything out before taking the next step. I lay down the fear that says I must always be prepared, always have the answer, always know the way. Instead, I lean into dependence. I welcome the unknown, not because it is easy, because it draws me closer to you. And the more I need you, the more I find you. You are faithful to the desperate. You are near to the surrendered. You are present in every space where pride has been replaced by humility and performance has yielded to presence. Let this continued healing touch not only the broken places within me, but also those I have touched with my own brokenness. Where my unhealed wounds have wounded others, let reconciliation rise. Where my pain created patterns that hurt those I love, let your mercy flow through me to make things right. Heal me not just for my freedom, but for the healing of those around me. Let restoration ripple outward, like circles on the surface of still waters. Let families be healed. Let friendships be mended. Let communities be transformed, because one heart, this heart chose to yield to the healer. And as you expand my inner capacity, expand my vision too. Help me see beyond the temporary, beyond today's inconvenience. Today, as pressure. Today, as pain. Help me see into eternity, where every tear is kept, every sacrifice recorded, every act of obedience echoing in chambers I can yet see. Help me see with heaven as perspective, so that I not grow weary in doing good, so that I do not despise small beginnings, so that I do not compare my process to others, but stay faithful to the assignment you have placed in my hands. Let the work you have begun in me become a lifelong testimony of what it means to be loved by a God who does not give up. Let my life say, again and again, that redemption is real, that new beginnings are not fantasy, but fact, that healing is not just survival, it is resurrection. It is joy returning to places where laughter once died. It is light creeping in where shadows had long claimed territory. It is forgiveness where there was bitterness. It is softness where there was hardness. It is trust rebuilt, breath by breath. Lord, I know this transformation does not happen all at once, but I welcome it in every form, in the sudden miracles, and the slow changes, in the divine appointments and the everyday obedience, in the fire that purifies and the oil that soothes. I welcome the mystery. I welcome the process. I welcome the wonder of not always knowing how you will move, only that you will. Help me treasure the present moment. To not always looking ahead for the next miracle, the next door, the next answer, but resting in the gift of now, the breath in my lungs, the stillness in this room, the knowledge that right here, in this ordinary space, the creator of the universe is meeting with me, speaking gently, healing deeply, transforming completely. You have taught me that healing is not only about mending what was broken, but becoming someone new, a new creation, a restored reflection of your image. And that truth humbles me. It reminds me that my healing is not a trophy to display, but a light to shine, a hope to offer, a story to tell. So let me tell it, not with perfection, but with honesty. Let me live it, not with performance, but with purpose. Let me carry it, not as a weight, but as a witness. And as I continue, Lord, letting every layer unfold, I realize how much you have reshaped me, not just in the places others can see, but in the secret spaces only you and I know. You have entered the chambers of my heart that I had sealed shut. You have gone into the caverns I did not dare to revisit. And you did not just pass through them. You stayed. You waited patiently until I was ready to open the doors. And when I did, you did not flinch at the mess. You did not recoil from the pain. You simply knelt beside me and began to rebuild, brick by brick, breath by breath. I now see that healing is not a return to who I was, but a revelation of who I was always becoming. It is not about recovering a former self, but discovering the truer one, the one fear tried to bury, shame tried to silence, trauma tried to erase. But you preserved that version of me beneath the ashes. You protected that part when I could not, and now you are resurrecting it, more radiant than before, tempered by pain, forged by grace, defined not by damage but by divine destiny. So as you bring new life to me, let me also grieve the old, not because I want it back, but because honoring what I have walked through is part how I walk forward. Let me weep for what was lost without clinging to it. Let me acknowledge the weight of what I carried without making it my identity. Let me thank you for how you used even the hardest days to shape me into someone softer, wiser, more aware of you. I release the guilt. I release the regret. I release the pressure to redeem my past in my own strength. You are the Redeemer. You are the author. And you are still writing. Let every day I wake up in renewed strength be a declaration that healing is ongoing, that wholeness is possible, and that your promises are true. Let my posture be one of wonder, because even in the familiar, you are doing a new thing. Let me never grow numb to the sacred. Let me never stop being surprised by how present you are, whether in laughter or in solitude, in worship or in silence, in the simplicity of a quiet morning or the chaos of the world as demands. Let me find you there. Even in the tension, I trust you. Even when prayers feel delayed, even when answers seem distant, I hold on to what you have said. I choose to believe that healing is not only what I feel, but what I walk in by faith. So I will move like one who is whole, even if I am still waiting for parts of me to catch up. I will speak like one who is healed, even if my voice sometimes trembles. I will love like one who has been restored, even if my heart still remembers how it broke. And when others ask how I found peace, how I endured, how I changed, let me point them to you, not to a method or a formula, but to a person, to the one who never gave up on me, to the one who saw past the facade and stayed for the healing. Let my life be a living altar that bears witness to the God who heals not just the body, but the soul, the story, the history. Let people sense your fingerprints on my life before they even hear my testimony. Let every smile, every act of kindness, every step I take forward reflect the holy work you have done in me. I do not need a platform to proclaim it. I do not need a title to carry it. I just need to remain surrendered, available, present, willing to let you use even the smallest pieces of my story for the glory of your name, because there is no healing too quiet to be powerful, no restoration too gradual to be miraculous, no process too messy to be sacred. You are the God who makes all things new, and I am living proof. And even now, as this prayer flows like a river without end, I feel the weight of your presence settle more deeply, not as a burden, but as a covering, a holy stillness that affirms what my spirit has always known. You are not finished with me. The work of healing is not a fleeting miracle, but a lifelong communion. It is less about moments of relief and more about a reformation of being. It is the slow, faithful carving of wholeness into every corner of my existence. And even when I am unaware, you are sculpting something sacred out of the rubble of my history. So I yield to your hands again. I give you not just the pieces that hurt, but the pieces that have become too familiar. The identities I have built around dysfunction, the roles I have accepted to survive, the labels I have worn out of fear. Strip them away, gently but completely, until all that remains is who you originally designed. Until I stand not as a reflection of what I have been through, but as a revelation of what you have overcome in me. Until I see myself through your eyes, beloved, free, whole, and radiant with purpose. Teach me, Lord, how to live like one who is truly healed. Not hesitant, not cautious, not always bracing for the next wound, but open, grounded, anchored in the certainty that I am safe in you. Let my confidence not come from certainty in circumstances, but from intimacy with you. Let me walk boldly, not because I know the future, but because I know who holds it. Let that knowledge be enough. Let it carry me through uncertainty with unshakable peace. And when the days feel ordinary, remind me that healing continues even there, in the quiet routines, in the seemingly mundane repetitions of life. You are present. There is no moment so small that you cannot dwell in it, no task so routine that it cannot become worship, no breath so subtle that it escapes your attention. Teach me to find glory in the little things, in the slow morning stretch, in the cup of water, in the sound of my own heartbeat, a reminder that I am still here, still whole, still held. May the healed version of me be a better reflection of your heart. Let me be quicker to listen and slower to assume. Let me be more generous with kindness, more patient in discomfort, more courageous in love. Let me not hide behind the fear of vulnerability. Let me risk again, knowing that love is worth the risk, that even if pain reappears, I will not be destroyed by it, because I am no longer fragile. I am no longer living on the edge of breaking. I am fortified by grace, strengthened by truth, guarded by peace. When I look back on the road, I have walked the valleys, the detours, the nights I thought would never end. I do not see shame anymore. I see you. I see your faithfulness like thread woven through every chapter. I see your fingerprints on every page I once wanted to tear out. And I thank you, not just for delivering me, but for developing me, for using every dark corner to shine your light, for being God not just of the mountaintop, but of the climb, of the crawl, of the breathless, trembling, unsure steps forward. And if my story ever helps just one other person take their first step toward wholeness, then let that be enough. I do not need an audience, I need obedience. I do not need recognition, I need to reflect you. Let me become invisible if it means you are magnified. Let every part of me that still craves applause be refined by your spirit until it craves only your presence, until it is satisfied not with being seen, but with knowing I am known. So I rest in this moment, but I do not stop. I breathe deeply, but I do not retreat. I walk slowly, but I do not turn back. You have brought me too far. You have shown me too much. You have planted something too precious in me to abandon it now. I will carry it forward not as a burden, but as a banner, not as a wound, but as a witness. That healing is real, that restoration is possible, that you are everything you said you are. And as I continue in this sacred stream, Lord, let every breath I take carry the memory of what you have done and the expectation of what you have yet to do. Let my lungs remember the moments they gasped for air beneath the weight of fear, and now fill with the atmosphere of grace. Let my heartbeat testify to the rhythm of your mercy that sustained me through storms, through shadows, through every silent midnight hour when no one else saw but you. And now, as I walk into the light of healing, I do so not as one escaping brokenness, but as one reborn through it, transformed, not in spite of the pain, but because you met me in it. There is no part of my story too far gone for your redemption. There is no piece of my journey beyond your reach. And now, with hands open and heart full, I offer all of it back to you, not just the victories, but the valleys, not just the healed places, but the scars too. Because I have come to understand that scars are not signs of failure, they are signs of battles endured and grace applied. They are where love stitched together what life tried to tear apart. They are where you proved, again and again, that nothing is wasted in your hands. And so I carry my story as sacred, not because it makes me exceptional, but because it makes you evident. You are the center of every turning point, the whisper in every breakthrough, the strength beneath every fragile yes. You are the mercy that met me at rock bottom, the patience that waited through my rebellion, the grace that outran my doubt, the love that never demanded perfection, but gently drew me back into wholeness. Now, I ask you, Lord, to continue expanding the reach of this restoration. Let it overflow into every word I speak, every choice I make, every room I enter. Let my presence be healing not because I am perfect, but because I am present with you. Let my touch be tender, my time intentional, my motives pure. Teach me to see interruptions as invitations, inconveniences as opportunities, and delays as divine timing. Let every breath I take remind me that healing is not a distant hope, it is the holy now. Empower me to steward my time with wisdom. Let me be deeply rooted in the moment, not drifting into regret over yesterday or anxiety about tomorrow. Let peace anchor me in the now. Let contentment grow here. Let gratitude rise like incense from the altar of daily life. And let even the smallest acts become echoes of eternity. The way I listen, the way I forgive, the way I pause before I speak. Let every one of these actions be infused with the presence of a God who is not only concerned with grand gestures, but intimately involved in quiet faithfulness. Let my relationships reflect my healing. Let me love without fear of losing. Let me serve without expectation of return. Let me forgive before apology. Let me show up when it is inconvenient. Let me apologize when I have been wrong. Let me celebrate others when my own path feels slow. Let the people in my life see a love in me that makes no sense apart from you. Let them taste the fruit of a heart that has been tended by the gardener of grace. A heart that has been broken, yes, but broken open, not closed off. Let my home be a place of peace, not perfection, a space where questions are welcomed, where joy is nurtured, where rest is sacred. Let laughter dwell in the halls. Let the sound of worship linger in the walls. Let this place reflect the healing you have done in me. And let every visitor leave more whole than they came, not because of what I say, but because of how you dwell here. Let me walk humbly, always remembering that I am still in process, that the work you have begun in me is still unfolding, that I have not arrived, but I am advancing, that each day I choose to surrender is a day of victory. Let me walk with those who are still in their beginning, who are still waiting for their moment of breakthrough. Let me honor their process. Let me resist the urge to rush them, fix them, or preach at them. Let me simply walk beside them, carrying the hope that was once carried to me. Let healing be my lifestyle, not a chapter that ends, but a path that deepens. Let wholeness become the legacy I leave, not in achievements, but in relationships, in love lived out, in faith walked daily, in presence fully given. Let my life, more than anything else, be evidence that healing is possible, that mercy runs deeper than pain, that grace really does make all things new. And now, as I near the quiet culmination of this long unfolding with you, Lord, I do not feel an ending, I feel a new beginning. Not a conclusion, but a continuation. Because true healing does not close a chapter and walk away. It invites us into deeper living, into a fuller breath, into a wider embrace of every day you give, and I welcome it with open arms and a grateful heart. I welcome the stillness and the stirrings, the ordinary and the divine. I welcome the unexpected beauty that grows in the aftermath of restoration. I welcome the me that you have been faithfully drawing out from the ashes, from the from the silence. No longer am I just surviving, I am being recreated. I am not simply trying to feel better, I am learning to live differently, to walk in wisdom, to dwell in peace, to move with purpose. And I do not take this new beginning lightly. I carry it with reverence, with awe, with joy that does not always need to be loud, but runs deep and steady like a river beneath the surface. This joy does not ignore pain, it transcends it. It does not deny trials, it walks through them with a heart anchored in heaven. Let this be my new way of life, to see with eyes full of light, to listen with ears full of compassion, to speak with words shaped by mercy, to serve with hands emptied of striving. Let every wound you have healed in me become a well of wisdom. Let every moment you have redeemed become a message of hope. Let my very presence on this earth remind someone that wholeness is not a myth. It is a miracle, and it is possible, and it is happening now, in me. I no longer ask just to be strong, I ask to be surrendered. I no longer strive just to endure, I desire to embody grace. Let my life be marked by sacred rhythms, by rest that refuels, by work that worships, by pauses that are prayers in themselves. Let even my waiting be productive, not in doing, but in becoming. Becoming more like you, becoming more alive, becoming someone who carries peace, because peace has made its home in me. And if, in some future season, I feel the ache again, if old fears try to return, if heaviness settles again without warning, remind me that I know the way back, that healing is not a place I visit, but a reality I carry, that you, my healer, have not gone anywhere, that what you have done cannot be undone, that progress is not lost simply because of a hard day. I will return to the altar of stillness. I will remember who I am, and I will rise again not in my own strength, but in yours. So as this chapter of prayer nears its final line, I carry forward not an ending, but a beginning steeped in sacred truth. I am healed, and I am healing. I am whole, and I am still being made whole. I am deeply loved, and that love continues to reshape every inch of who I am. And now, as we come to the close of this sacred prayer, I invite you, whoever you are, wherever you are, to carry this moment with you. If even one word spoke to your heart, if even one breath felt like healing, then let it continue. Let it echo. Let it move beyond this space. You are not alone in your journey. There is strength in your surrender, and there is purpose in your pain. Let this prayer become yours. Whisper it in your quiet moments. Speak it when words fail. And if it touched you, share it. Someone else may be waiting for the light you now carry. Someone else may need to know that healing is possible, that peace is near, that God is still listening. Thank you for joining your heart with mine in this long and holy conversation. Thank you for making space to receive, to reflect, and to believe again. May the same presence that filled these words surround you, sustain you, and carry you into the days ahead with hope, strength, and undeniable peace. Amen.